What up? Day 43 of No Excuses 2024. Year of the Dragon Warrior. Freaking sweaty. Just about on my way out right now. Last mile or so. And it's a gorgeous day. I made this whole other video about just feeling in like a little bit of a negative headspace, right? My first 2 rounds around, I'm like, fucking people and blah, 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 and my fat friends, and why are they unhealthy, and why can't they get it and figure it out, and this person did this and that, like all this BS, man. You know what I mean? I gotta be concerned with myself. I mean, am I concerned about other people's health and welfare and shit? Yeah, you know, especially if I care about you, you know what I mean? I see people online all the time, and, you know, it's a rough one. As we get older, you know, now I'm in my early 50s. A lot of these people are also in their mid to upper 50s or mid 40s to upper 50s. And like, you know, whereas you could brush it off in your 20s and 30s, you know, 40s and 50s, it starts to really, you know, be taxing on your body. But the other reason why, and I think I think the main reason why I've been kind of in this negative headspace today, and, you know, because I was celebrating someone's downfall, basically, right? The closure of their business, their addiction to drugs, even though I knew about it beforehand. And, you know, and I always said because my girl was like, yeah, I can't believe he fucked me over and fucked you over and blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, man, just let him. He gonna destroy himself eventually, you know what I mean? And you see my smile, right? I mean, we had issues for a couple years, you know? Anyway, I wasn't really thinking about it much until yesterday. I went and picked up my son, and I was like, hey, man, I got to show you something. And we drove by his shop, and it was empty. I took a picture in front of it with my City Barber hoodie on in front of his logo, you know, and I'm like, haha, you know. And then like my son says to me, he goes, karma's a bitch. And I'm like, you're right, Kane. Karma is a bitch, you know. Then I started thinking to myself, well, what kind of karma and energy am I welcoming onto myself? Am I opening myself up to by celebrating someone else's downfall? You know, I mean, dude's got a family. I mean, he's atrocious in character and demeanor and you know, as a backstabber and things like that. But, you know, so was I. You know, I fucked over a lot of people that helped me out in the beginning, right? I gave him his start in the area for barbering and, you know, helped him finish a lot of haircuts, repaired a bunch of his haircuts, you know, and tried to help him succeed, you know. In fact, 2 barbers that happened to me too, you know, one that I went to barber school with, and I got him a job at a place that I used to work, and, you know, he turned into kind of, but, you know, I was up to my fucking old tricks, you know what I mean? I was up to bullshit. I was up to nonsense. You know, what I would say is, you know, that they couldn't hurt me as much as I hurt myself, right? Yeah, maybe, you know, superficially, or, you know, saying words to my boss, or, you know, trying to get me suspended from work, trying to, you know, take my shop out from under me, all kinds of shit, right? But like, I put myself in that position, you know, if I wasn't doing heroin, if I wasn't, you know, stealing, lying, omitting the truth, manipulating people, I wouldn't have been in that position for them to fuck me over. So I was already fucking myself over, right? So I think to myself, what kind of energy are you bringing into your life, right? And it's a lot of negative shit. I can feel it in my head, right? When I was walking around here, mad, you know, I'm like, these fucking blah, 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 blah. And like, you know, it's about like, I mean, it's something in me that's lacking, right? So I got to think of that, and why, you know, my ego gets inflated, like, ha, 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 you know what I mean? I freaking knew it. I told you so, and all this stuff, you know, but like, that's not helping me. You know, I have no connection with this dude whatsoever anymore, you know what I mean? Haven't for years. Haven't even really thought about him for years. Every now and then I get reports in about him, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, well, you know, Hopefully he gets it. But you know, again, dude's got a family. You know, he's got a couple kids. You know, he destroyed his business. You know, played it off like, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Destroyed his business. You know, owes a shit ton of people money, like a lot of money. Mad debt. You know, have to go to rehab, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And like, I don't have to celebrate that, right? In fact, what I should do, not reach out to him, no, but I should be thinking in my head, like, I hope he can figure it out. You know, I hope he can fix it for his family. I hope he can get it together, you know? Do I want to see him in business around me? No, but, you know, it don't matter. There's a ton of shops in the area, you know what I mean? I mean, there's like 3 or 4 new ones that just popped up over the last 6 months to a year, you know? So it don't matter. They come, they go. You know what I mean? I've been in business now for myself coming up on 6 years. It'll be 6 years in April. You know what I mean? So, you know, let me celebrate that fact, right? Let me celebrate my successes and not celebrate someone else's demise. Let me not celebrate someone else's downfall of their family. Let me not celebrate the downfall of their business, you know. Because let's be honest, folks, I ain't exempt. You know how many times I recovered and did really well and then threw it all fucking away again? You know what I mean? Because I start feeding into this negativity in my head, right? If I can be negative about somebody else's, you know, situation, if I can celebrate their downfall, you know, it's just a matter of time till it's okay for me to pick up a drug or a drink. You know what I mean? I'm just having one. No one will know. You know what I mean? I keep saying that, you know what I mean. God, of course you know what I mean. I'm fucking saying it. You can hear me. But yeah, so that's where I'm at today. And I'm really trying to just, you know, focus on me. Focus on my failures. Focus on my successes, you know. Yeah, can I sit there in it for a minute and go, ha, fuck me over, you fucked yourself over, right? Sure, but then you got to move on. Then you got to keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Then you got to change your attitude. Then you got to take care of you. Then you got to worry about what's going on in here and in here, right? You know, your spirituality gets a hit. You know, you got to let go of that ego, because otherwise, you know, your mental, physical, and spiritual take a hit. And, you know, none of us should celebrate another person's downfall. And that's where I'm at today. So, you know, I'm going to move on and keep it pushing and see, you know, see what's lacking in me that makes me celebrate someone else's demise. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. You know, it's freaking no excuses 2024. Day, what did I say it was? I don't know, whatever. It's getting there, you know, it's the 12th of freaking February, and I'm still doing my thing. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Peace. Have a great day.